In a building above Scollard Street near Bay in Davenport.
Two people, they turn up, they're organized, they've got the gasoline, and why would they want to burn them down? You've just got to ask that question. So this is another one. We actually covered this on the channel at the time. The real estate market is crashing so much in Canada that people are burning down homes to avoid completing on them. At least that's what it looks like from the outside. So we'll get into many of these examples and yet another one that just happened. So take a listen to this.
Residents in this Yorkville neighborhood woke up to find the building behind me fully engulfed in flames this morning at around 4:30 a.m. as crews arrived on scene to battle this blaze. In a building above Scollard Street near Bay in Davenport, residents capture the moment.
So it's just more homes that are under construction being burnt, and we'll get into more of these examples. So fire that gutted 6 townhomes under construction in Yorkville, considered suspicious, police say. And you know, this is nothing isolated to just this case. In fact, in most of the cases, they're saying it is suspicious, and there's no wonder why. So Toronto police says a fire that ripped through 6 townhomes under construction in Yorkville is being investigated as suspicious. The townhomes were engulfed in flames and several adjacent buildings were also badly damaged. The townhomes were completely gutted, and it's estimated that 2 to 3 other structures will need to be completely renovated. And luckily nobody was injured in this blaze. But isn't it really interesting that it's not just an isolated thing? We've had one after another of these new construction homes that are being torched. So this is another one. Homes under construction set on fire in suspected arson attack, York police say. So this one happened. York police are searching for 2 men after a pair of homes that were under construction in the township of King were burnt down last weekend. Police said they were called out to the fires around 6:30 a.m. When officers arrived at the scene, they found 2 homes that were under construction engulfed in flames. The homes were unoccupied at the time and no one was injured. So again, that's good. But if you take a look at what's happening here, you can see 2 people, they turn up, they're organized, they've got the gasoline, and why would they want to burn them down? You've just got to ask that question. You've just got to be a little bit of a critical thinker here. Why on earth would they be going there to burn down a house that nobody lives in? I mean, it's just so obvious. So basically, they set fire to it, and it's really obviously terrible thing. And thank God that nobody was actually injured in this. But obviously, when you have so much crime operating in a housing market, whether it's money laundering or the fraud that people are committing, all of it is crime, and it's all happening within the housing market. And then fire destroys home under construction in Richmond Hill. So this was in 2024. We received numerous calls for a house that was fully engulfed. When we arrived, we began evacuating residents of nearby homes. The home that was actually under construction was completely destroyed, and 2 adjacent homes were severely damaged. However, no one was injured because we were able to evacuate everyone quite quickly. The cause of the fire is still unknown, and I've been looking at all of these, and there seems to be no reports after the fact on what was actually deemed as the cause. I mean, it's pretty much obvious in some of them because you've basically got people obviously that are going in there with gasoline like it's obviously arson, but whether that's actually the people who own that assignment or house or whatever it is and they just can't complete, that's all speculation at this point. And then this was 71 houses destroyed in Vaughan construction site. This was in April 2023, but it was a massive one. A total of 71 units were either flattened or damaged by the massive fire that ripped through a Vaughan construction site Wednesday. The cause of the flames is still under investigation, but again, we didn't find out about that one either. And then this article from Toronto.com seems to be connecting the dots a little bit better here. Burning down the house. What's behind the seeming spike in suspicious fires at newly built homes in Ontario? Hundreds of homes under construction have gone up in flames since 2022. And if you look at what's happened with housing prices since 2022, well, of course, they've gone down, and they've gone down significantly. So is that what's behind all these? I mean, it's very interesting. This is another another one, by the way, that was in July 2023. I mean, there's so many of these. It's hard to actually pack them in and find them all because so many of them have been posted on X and other alternative platforms. So Peel Regional Police said the video shows just one of several arsons committed between 1:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. at home building sites in Valleyway Drive and God, I can't pronounce that, during a 3-week span in July 2023. So this is another one. We actually covered this on the channel at the time, but this was connected to a lot of other arsons that were going on, which is really interesting. So that same year, there were dozens of what police deemed suspicious fires across central and southern Ontario, all of them at homes under construction that were torched in the middle of the night. Blazes burned at housing construction sites from Bradford to Burlington and from Vaughan to the Blue Mountains, leaving a trail of destruction and many unanswered questions. I mean, it just seems obvious what is happening here. I mean, again, it's new construction. Nobody lives there, so it's not like it's targeting the people. It's so obvious that it's something to do with the value, because obviously all these have only cropped up since what? Since the housing market has started going down. And obviously we know about the assignments and the crazy speculation that was going on. And when people are facing a massive, massive loss or money they don't have, it drives them to do absolutely crazy and insane things. And you've also got a lot of organized crime that also uses the real estate market to launder money in Canada. So you've already got that crime going on. And then you've got the mortgage fraud crime and all the other crime. So people are willing to commit crime to get inside the house. So anyway, it's kind of crazy. And this kind of sums it up. We went over this article, but pre-construction condo buyers forced to offload units for as much as $150,000 less than they paid. Now, this is with condos, but imagine it's with houses. And then the people think, well, maybe we can just burn them down. And then I don't know what happens. And if any of you actually know what happens as a result of this, like, is there some way that they can then get out of the deal if the house is burnt down, then please let us know in the comments below, because definitely it seems like very, very suspicious and you can't really explain it without it being something like this, that people are actually trying to avoid these massive losses on houses, because on the houses, the losses are even more staggering. A growing number of pre-construction condo buyers in the GTA are struggling to close deals as appraisals fall short, leading to a sell-off that's seeing unit prices of up to $150,000 lower than the original purchase price. Industry insiders say the sell-off could put entire buildings at risk of seeing unit valuations drop. And obviously we know that what's happened with this is you've got the blanket appraisals that have come in from the banks. Banks are now doing blanket appraisals, which is, again, just pretty much fraud. They're saying the value is X when it's actually Y, and then they're putting that on their loan book, which is totally unacceptable and shouldn't be allowed to be happening. I don't even know how it's happening, to be honest, because you have to value the asset as it is. You can't just make up the number, which is essentially what they're doing. And that's just so that then people can qualify for the mortgage, because otherwise, guess what? The banks have got billions and billions of dollars tied up in these condo towers, because the people who construct these condo towers are extremely leveraged, just like the people who are buying them, because the land prices have gone crazy and the cost to build is absolutely insane in Toronto as well. So there's a huge amount of leverage, and it's just leverage upon leverage. It's very similar to the leverage that is seen in China. It's almost exactly the same thing, but less extreme than that, where you've just got a lot of these new construction developers that are very, very leveraged on all these high-rise buildings using loans from traditional banks. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. So absolutely insane what is going on right now in the housing market. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, I'd highly recommend that you check out this video here. And then if you want to help support the channel and get the best VPN out there, then please go to the description below, expressvpn.com/marketmania. I will see you in the next one. Take care.